It's funny how much history is hiding in plain sight. We always think we have to go to these huge museums or famous ruins to find it. But what if I told you one of the most incredible stories in Rome is hiding in a neighborhood market? Well, that's exactly where we're headed today. So this is the Testaccio Market. And yeah, on the surface, it is one of the absolute best places in all of Rome to just grab an amazing lunch. I mean, we're talking truly world-class street food. Locals will line up for these legendary sandwiches. But this market is holding a secret that goes way, way deeper than just incredible food. So that's really the big question, isn't it? And that's what we're going to dig into. Think of this as a kind of archaeological dig. We're going to peel back the layers of this market one by one to uncover a story that stretches back 2,000 years, right into the heart of the Roman Empire. All right, so let's start with that top layer, the incredible, vibrant, and let's be honest, absolutely delicious modern food scene that makes this market a total must-visit destination right now.
I mean, the quality and the variety you can find here, it's just mind-blowing. You've got Morty of I at Box 15, run by a guy who used to be a butcher, and he serves these panini that are just pure Roman soul food. Then you have Casamanco with their gourmet pizza slices, fresh pasta made right in front of you at Le Mani and Pasta, and Food Box, which seriously makes some of the best supli in the entire city. It is a full-on feast for the senses.
And all of this amazing food is housed inside this sleek, modern space. Now, the market itself has been a neighborhood staple for over 100 years, but it moved into this bright, airy, contemporary building back in 2012. It's this perfect blend of that old-school Roman charm in a totally 21st century setting. Okay, so let's start our dig. We're peeling back that first layer of delicious modern street food, and underneath, we find the real soul of the market, the people, and the traditions that have been here for generations. And you can really feel this unique personality as you walk around. On one aisle, you've got fruit and veggie stands that have been run by the exact same families for decades. Then, right next to them, you have these super innovative new food stalls. It's this mix of deep, deep tradition and modern creativity that makes the whole atmosphere just electric. Now, to really understand the food here, you have to get the neighborhood's history. For over a century, Testaccio's identity was completely defined by the Mataccio, which was Europe's largest slaughterhouse. This was not some pretty touristy area. This was the tough, working-class heart of Rome. And that history is all rooted in this concept called quinto quarto, or the fifth quarter. So the idea is the wealthy took the 4 prime quarters of the animal, while the slaughterhouse workers, they got what was left over, the offal, the tail, the tongue, the fifth quarter. And out of pure necessity, they invented the incredible dishes that are now the cornerstones of Roman cooking. The food at Testaccio isn't just food, it's a story of resourcefulness, of grit, and of working-class pride. But the story goes even deeper. We've got to dig past the slaughterhouse, past the last century. We're going all the way back to ancient Rome to uncover the wild story behind the neighborhood's actual name. Okay, just look at this number for a second. 80 million. That is the estimated number of broken clay pots, they're called amphora, that were thrown away right here by the ancient Romans. These things were basically the shipping containers of the ancient world, mostly used for olive oil. So what do you do with 80 million broken pots? Well, the Romans, they carefully broke them down and systematically stacked them to create an artificial hill, Monte Testaccio, which literally means the Mount of Shards. So the very ground this neighborhood is built on is a 2,000-year-old expertly engineered landfill. How incredible is that? This timeline just lays it all out, doesn't it? This exact spot started as ancient Rome's main commercial port, the Emporium. Then it becomes a literal mountain of discarded pots. Then, centuries later, it's the site of the city's slaughterhouse. And finally, it's home to the modern market we see today. It is just layer upon layer upon layer of history. But hold on, because we haven't hit the bottom of our dig yet. We've peeled back the modern food, the working-class traditions, the ancient mountain of shards, and now it's time for the final and most astounding reveal. Because when they were building this new market back in 2012, they didn't just stumble upon a few old artifacts. Oh no. They found something much, much bigger. This. Right beneath the market stalls, archaeologists uncovered the remains of an ancient Roman port warehouse, which was known as a horium. We are talking about the actual physical structures from the Emporium, the commercial hub of the entire Roman Empire, just perfectly preserved for 2,000 years. And the scale of this is just breathtaking. They dug out an area the size of a city block, 9 meters deep. But the best part? They actually incorporated it all into the market's design. There are these sections of glass flooring, so as you're walking around trying to decide what to eat, you can literally look down and see the 2,000-year-old foundations of the Roman economy right there, beneath your feet. And this visual just captures it all so perfectly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got an actual amphora they dug up from the site. And on the right, the market's modern logo. The market doesn't just sit on top of its history, it celebrates it, it embraces it, it's part of its identity. Okay, so let's come back up to the surface and bring all of these incredible layers together, because this is where the whole story really comes full circle. It really all comes back to this one idea. When you eat a sandwich at Testaccio Market, you're not just eating a sandwich. You are tasting a story that began in those very warehouses below your feet. A story of global commerce, of working-class ingenuity, and of a neighborhood that has been at the very heart of feeding Rome for millennia. So, a single lunch break here becomes a complete journey through time. You start with that delicious modern food. That taste leads you to the story of the Quinto Quarto and the slaughterhouse. And that story rests on the literal foundations of ancient Rome's global supply chain. Every single layer is connected. And that's what makes this place so special. It reminds you that history isn't just something in the past that you read about in a book. It is right under our feet, all the time, just waiting to be discovered, sometimes in the most delicious ways possible. And it really needs you wondering, doesn't it? What hidden stories are just beneath the surface of your own neighborhood?